To WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us by phone today, we've got Matt Hart, Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation with us. Matt, good morning to you. How are you?
Grayson, good morning to you and all the listeners. It's a great day. School is starting and we're getting into fall. It's just a fantastic, exciting time of year.
School starting today. So many pictures flooding Facebook right now, and it just feels like summer is starting to kind of come to a close. And luckily for us, we've got plenty to talk about with projects and things of that nature that are also probably trying to wrap up before these winter months come about. We'll get to some of those in just one moment. You've presented us with the top issue in Christian County, but maybe not so much an issue in Christian County. What can you tell us about the labor rate of our county lines and what that kind of means to not only the Economic Development Corporation, but kind of comparing it to other areas?
Yeah. Well, the focus obviously for the Christian County Economic Development Corporation is jobs. It's keeping the jobs that we have here, growing the businesses we have here, and then attracting the businesses that aren't here yet. But our focus every day at the Christian County Economic Development Corporation is jobs. And so what I thought we'd do this morning is talk a little bit about jobs, and particularly the unemployment rate, because the Bureau of Labor Statistics puts out an unemployment rate every month for not only the state of Illinois, but they do it county by county as well. And I thought this would be a good time to talk about the unemployment rate that we have here in Christian County. And it reflects that we have what we always hope to have is a strong labor market. And we do. We have a very strong labor force in Christian County. And in fact, this month, or the most latest data is from June. The Bureau of Labor Statistics usually puts these out about a few weeks after the month end. So the latest one we have is for June 2025. But the unemployment rate in Christian County currently is 3.60%, 3.60. That is fantastic, especially when you compare us to a year ago in Christian County. We were at 4.6%. So we're down an entire percentage point for our unemployment rate from last year, which means more people are employed, more people are working. We've got more people generating, revenue generating livelihoods in our county, which is what we want. So, and then if you also compare our current unemployment rate in Christian County, when you look at us compared to the statewide today, the unemployment rate across the state of Illinois is 4.6%. So we're even a percentage point below the state average. And those are good things. And again, it's a signal that we've got a strong labor market here in the county. And again, that's our job, is keeping people employed, attracting new people here. Again, we're working every day to bring more people, more businesses here, and also encourage and help our existing businesses grow their workforce as well.
I have a quick question for you when it comes to the unemployment rate, and it's, I would say, related. For prospective businesses or investors that are looking at joining Christian County, being a part of the workforce, how important is it to them to see an unemployment rate either match the average of the state or even be below it?
Yeah, it's extremely important, because every employer can't, no manufacturer can make things without people. No business can do anything without people. You've got to have people. It's the number one thing that employers and businesses are looking for. And when you talk to site collectors, and we do, it's a Christian County Economic Development Corporation, we talk to site collectors, every week. The number one thing they want to know is, what is your available workforce within 30 miles or 30 minutes? Because we know on average, Americans will drive up to about 30 to 35 minutes for a job. And when you look at Christian County, we actually have over 200,000. We've got about 260,000 workers who all live within a 30-minute drive of Christian County. So that includes not only the people in Christian County, but our neighboring counties as well. Because every day we have people, from Christian County who drive to other counties to work, but we have a lot of people who come into Christian County every day to work. And that is key, and that is important for any business, because they want to make sure that if they put in a new facility or put in a new manufacturing facility, that there is available workforce, and that the workforce is there to work. And that's what Christian County does. And that's why Christian County is a great place to own a business and operate a business, because we do have such a strong labor force right here in Christian County.
Again, we're talking to Matt Hart, Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, here on the morning show. Matt, that's a look at the labor rate, unemployment rate right now at 3.6% for June of 2025 in Christian County. Anything else when it comes to what we've been talking about already?
Yeah, it's again, we're very happy with that. And when you compare statewide, we're better than the statewide average. But also, we hear a lot of times from people who say, well, how do we compare with other states? And so I just happen to look up a couple other states as well. If you compare the Christian County to, say, a state like Florida or a state like Texas, believe it or not, our unemployment rate is better in Christian County than it is in the state of Florida. Florida's unemployment rate is 3.7%. We're better than that in Christian County right now. The state of Texas has a 4% unemployment rate. In Christian County, 3.6%. So again, that's a signal that Christian County is a great place to own a business. It's a great place to employ people. It's a great place to be employed. But we're continuing to we want to grow the businesses we have here, equip the businesses we have here, and continually reach out and try to attract more businesses to come here as well.
And Matt, thank you for hammering that point home for us. You think at just a percentage point, you might not think that's a whole lot, but you consider that as last year we're at 4.6. Now you're at 3.6. That's a big deal in just a year's time. We want to talk about the activity on Route 29, and my goodness, there's a lot of it. I know we kind of want to start and just go down the gamut. What can you tell us about the activity on Route 29 and the updates you know of?
Yeah, there's a lot of dirt moving in Christian County right now, and we're really excited about that. And we got dirt moving all over the county, but especially if you travel Route 29, if you come out of Springfield and Sangamon County, of course, you can't go through Edinburgh and not see the brand new, beautiful Sloan's building that's there. And I know they've had their open house yesterday and today, and we're certainly excited about Sloan's and their 50,000 square foot facility. But a lot of people, we don't want them to miss that there's another building, another business going in right next to them, and that's Midwest Meter. And Midwest Meter is, if you look just to the west of the new Sloan's, you'll see a steel and white, in fact, the sides are of now the white siding on the new building. That is a new 10,000 square foot warehouse for Midwest Meter. Midwest Meter is based in Edinburgh. They serve a lot of municipalities across the Midwest. They got locations in multiple states, but their headquarters is in Edinburgh, and they've kind of outgrown their facility that is on old Route 29 in Edinburgh. And this will allow them to grow their business and to expand their business and employ more people right here in Christian County. And then if you just keep going down Route 29 and you get into Taylorville, we've got a new Starbucks that looks fantastic. It's going to open up any day now. And, that's another new project and another investment from, a national organization that took a look at Taylorville and took a look at Christian County and said, you know what, this is a good place for us to expand a business. And their site selectors know that this is a good place for business. So you've got that as you come into Taylorville on Route 29. But if you keep going on Route 29, we got a lot more dirt moving in town. You've got Taylorville Community Credit Union, which is building their new facility right there at Bidwell and Route 29. And that is going to be a brand new, beautiful facility for the Taylorville Community Credit Union. That is going in, and then just a few blocks down the road from that, the Taco Bell. And this one hit its home for me. I worked at that Taco Bell when I was in high school, and it didn't take very long to take down the old Taco Bell building that was built in the early 90s. But we're going to put in a new modern Taco Bell there as well. So I know I've already heard from people who are missing their late night tacos. Don't worry, folks. Taco Bell is rebuilding. They'll be back, and they'll build pretty quickly. But that Taco Bell is going on as well. And again, once again, just keep going down Route 29 on East Park Street. E.L. Pruitt is their new 55,000 square foot manufacturing facility here in Taylorville. And those are jobs that were not here last year. They're here now, and they're employing people. They're putting people to work. They've got a state-of-the-art pipe fabrication facility right here in Christian County. That's a new business. And then again, just keep going down Route 29. You've got, highway construction projects. We've got the new bridge bridge for the bike trail between Taylorville and Lake Taylorville. We've got more improvements down at the trailhead in Pana. And then we know later this year, IDOT is going to resurface Route 29, much needed as you come into Pana, and see those improvements as well. So a lot of projects going on in Christian County, a lot of dirt moving in Christian County. And again, one more reason I think why our unemployment rate is so low is people are finding out that Christian County is a great place to build and grow your business.
And also with Pana, we'll touch on some more of that when we come back. But there's other stuff even going down in Pana here soon too. And it is an impressive amount of stuff when you consider it, just going from Route 29 on down through and making your way to it. Sloan's in Edinburgh, that 50,000 square foot facility. What is the difference? What can people expect when that has now made the change and made the move over? Is that more of a warehouse, a showing? What exactly is Sloan's going to be able to do with that additional space?
Yeah, so that's a great new space. It's got a retail shop in it as well. So it's, we kind of talk about ag versus retail. Retail being, farm or garden tractors and stuff that maybe an individual might buy, and then of course the implements of husbandry. They were kind of landlocked in the Sloan's in Taylorville was limited to about 5 acres on Spresser Street out by the airport, and been there for decades, but obviously the equipment has gotten bigger and they needed more space to display their equipment, to work on their equipment, service their equipment. And so this is also a new service center. They're employing a lot of diesel technicians out of there. But it's an all-encompassing center, and it's one of the largest Sloan's facilities now in the Sloan's network. Of course, Sloan's being based in Assumption, Illinois, in their corporate headquarters there. But they've got some of these, a couple of these, 50,000 square foot facilities, but this is one of the larger ones now. And it services not only Taylorville and Christian County, but it services areas north of Christian County as well. And but it's fantastic. It employs a lot of people, employs a lot of diesel technicians who are working on this equipment, and we're really just happy to have them here in Christian County.
I was going to say, as you were talking there, you mentioned all-encompassing. It sounded more like a one-stop shop, and I figured as much when you have that much space. But for those that maybe haven't been able to get over there to see it themselves, it might be a nice piece. One other thing, real quickly here, you'd mentioned the Starbucks, and that it is all right. It's any day now, and right now when I go look at it or I go see it, it looks like it's ready right now. Is there anything that we're kind of waiting on in this last couple of weeks? Will we see a ribbon cutting? Will we see kind of something to at least signify that, hey, we are open and ready to go?
We're just waiting on the final word from them, and of course, they're a corporate entity, and they've got their processes. But yeah, I would imagine, there's a lot of intricacies that go into a building like that, and we've known that. But their contractors are finishing up that work, and it's just going to be one more business here, and we got many great places to get a coffee, whether it's Starbucks or any of our other local businesses in town as well. And we've got some great places to get coffee here in Christian County. And again, this is just one more great new business that we're adding to the county.
Yeah, I appreciate that last piece. Don't forget about the little guy out there. There's still some others out there as well. Well, Matt, let's take ourselves a break. We've got Matt Hart, Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, joining us here today on the WTIM Morning Show. When we come back, we'll talk other news and a previous workshop that was held and a little bit about that as well. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
WTIM. This is Jeff Bremmett with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your ag information station, WTIM.
See how your Illinois soybean checkoff investment is driving on-farm progress at the 2025 Farm Progress Show. Explore ISA's cover crop and agronomy plots, and join the agronomy team as they showcase practical ISA checkoff-funded resources for Illinois soybean farmers. Visit with experts and grab a coffee each morning at 8 a.m. during Brewin' with the Bean Team to learn how ISA partners with researchers and NRCS to support conservation and profitability. Just stop by the plot on the south end of West Progress Avenue and experience how your Illinois soybean checkoff works for your farm.
Summertime is here, and Taylorville Estates Assisted Living helps their residents by encouraging independence and enriched lives. Enjoy the beautiful garden area, hop on the bus for trips, and enjoy the weather. You'll have your own apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Residents are treated like family at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Find out about summer vacancies and get on the waiting list by contacting Administrator Tony Clark. Stop by or call 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names. Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael. Well, here's the big news. You can now hear Central Illinois' largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Tune in on the FM dial in Christian County and on your computer or smartphone. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
Just Beds are the yawn exterminators, and they can give you a better night's sleep. Choose from Bemco, Chatham & Wells, Sealy, Simmons, and Tempur-Pedic. Find out the many models and styles available on their updated website by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
At Land of Lincoln Credit Union, you can bank on learning more. Find out how they can help you and your family with their products and services by clicking their banner ad on top of the police blotter page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
And we're back with more of the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and joining us in this segment, we've got Matt Hart, Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. We talked a little bit about the unemployment rate here in Christian County and activity on Route 29. Where we want to pick up now is on an economic incentives workshop that was held just a little while ago with the Taylorville Chamber. Matt, from your end of things, how did that go?
Yeah, it went really, really well. And we try to do this once or twice a year, and with what we call an economic incentives workshop. And the 3 economic tools that we have in economic development is TIF districts, enterprise zones, and business development districts. And we've got several of these throughout the county. We've got the enterprise zone is now currently in Taylorville and Pana and Assumption. We expanded it to Edinburgh and Stonington. We're looking at expanding that to the southwest as well later this year. But if you are building or you are investing in your business, it's good to know, if you've got advantages to being in a TIF district or be in the enterprise zone or be in the business development district, because that can really help you save a lot of money. In fact, last year alone, we saved businesses $370,000 by utilizing the county's enterprise zone. That's not chump change, and that's $375,000 that didn't go to the Department of Revenue and sales tax, that stayed here with our businesses here in Christian County. So if anyone has questions about those incentives, they can always contact us at the Christian County Economic Development Corp. Our number is 217-565-2280. They can always email us at edcchristiancounty@gmail.com. But we're here to help those businesses, whether you're an existing business, you're thinking about expanding a business, or you want to move your business here. Start with us. We'll tell you how to utilize those incentives and help you grow your business here in Christian County.
Every time I talk to you, I always feel like when we discuss existing businesses, it's such an important piece to it, keeping those folks happy, keeping them, with employees, keeping them just, that much more money in their pocket, even not forgetting about them, even though they're already here. I should have known, though, that the enterprise zone was probably being looked at for an additional expansion. It feels like Edinburgh was just secured. You mentioned, we're looking at this and kind of where we're at with it in terms of, maybe the expansion being announced. Is that something that could happen by year's end?
Yeah, that's a lengthy process, but you have to start it because the whole process takes about 3 months from start to finish, and we have to work with all the levels of government. But Edinburgh's a perfect example. That's something where we expanded that enterprise zone, and now both Sloan's and Midwest Meter are in the enterprise zone, and they're able to utilize that. And Midwest Meter is a great example. Here's a local business that employs local people that we were able to use a tool that the state of Illinois gives us and has allowed them some major savings so they can expand and grow their business and employ more people right here in Christian County.
All the more important. And I'll be excited to hear more about the enterprise zone and everything that we talked about here today as things start to finish up or really pick up as well in terms of work. But Matt, thank you for joining us here on the morning show.
Thanks so much.
You got it. Matt Hart, Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, here on WTIM.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. President Trump is warning his Russian counterpart of